Yo, 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 what's up? Another episode of Nothing Nice. We in the conference finals. You know what it is. It's your man JB, and I'm here with my brother Mook Jones. How you feeling, bro?
Jones in the building. Let's get it. Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Bro, we
Thursday.
got a lot to we got a lot to chop up, man. We got a lot to chop up. All right,
Yeah.
so let's talk about. We got the Eastern Conference Finals. We got the Pacers and the Knicks. In the Western Conference Finals, we have the Wolves and the Nuggets. So tell me this, because we have four young guns in the building now.
Let's get it.
That's who's left. All our vets, all our Bronze and KDs and Currys and Russ and Harden, Giannis, Joker, they all out. They on the outside looking in right now. Right
Out
now
the
we have
door.
four guys without a ring who have everything to play for, everything to prove. So out of the guys who are left, we have Ant-Man, we have
Jay?
let me see. We have Ant-Man. We have we have Ant-Man. We have Shea. We have Halliburton, and we have Brunson. Whose legacy would benefit the most from winning the championship this year?
Who legacy would benefit the most is Big Body Branson. I mean, like, let's just talk about it. You bring a championship to New York, that's it. That's the equivalent of, like Dak bringing a championship to the Cowboys.
Mm.
He etched in history. He forever, man. He's gonna go on to have broadcast. He a made man. So with that franchise, with that particular franchise, you're a made man for life. If you win a championship with that organization, you're a made man for life. So
Ooh. I
and,
mean,
and, and it justifies that 113 million.
I was hoping you would say something about it. I was hoping, bro. For y'all who don't remember, Mook went on a historic rant last year when Brunson passed up 113 mil to be able to go out and get weapons like Cat, like Mikal Bridges, those type of dudes. Hartenstein, he passed up a lot of bread to go get those type of guys.
I still
And
wouldn't
here
do it.
we are.
I still wouldn't do it, but that it makes it a little better.
Makes you feel. I mean, we said they got what, 2 years to make it count, right?
Yeah, true. So, but yeah, who got the most to gain? Of course, it's Jalen Brunson. And he might be the oldest of all them cats, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, okay. So tell me this. Tell me this. Brunson wins, right? Let's say hypothetically the New York Knicks win this championship this year. Does he
Yeah.
become the face of the league? Because
No,
we saw Jason Tatum win last year, and he didn't become the face of the league. Brown didn't
no,
become the face of the league.
it would. I'm gonna say no, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. But I mean, because Branson got the unique thing when he looks like everybody else walking around here. He don't look like he's an impossible person to be. Anybody can be Jalen Brunson. He's not 6'5", 6'8", 272 pounds like LeBron James. So he's like a normal guy. So of course he would be very marketable. I mean, hey, your neighbor next door. It's the guy right down the street. Your friendly neighborhood NBA star. I mean, I can see a
Yeah,
couple of ways
yeah,
to market him. You know what I'm saying? A couple HEB commercials. Now he in New York, so a couple of
yeah.
whatever
Bodega
they got
commercials.
around there. You know what I'm saying? So I can see it. But I mean, at this point, you really wouldn't. Well, I don't know, man. I think it's set up for Shea right now. I mean, this is opportunity he got. Because like I already said, I'm going to say Shea because I already going to predicted the future. If you've been watching these last couple episodes, I had already said whoever wins the OKC and Denver series was going to win the championship in a landslide. It's
You
not going to
did
be
say that.
close. So with that
You
me
did say
saying
that.
that, they're gonna gentleman sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they're gonna sweep a gentleman sweep the championship. You heard it here first. So you know what I'm saying. So And you know how I am about taking integrity. I stand on it. And I've been calling this thing right down the middle all year. And I said my sleeper was Indiana. So, and what they did in the fourth quarter, only a Mook Jones special, you know, can predict something like that. So, yeah.
Stop the madness. All right. So all right, who I think gains the most is also Brunson because he's in New York.
Mhm.
New York is one of the richest franchises. They haven't won it forever, but people still buy the merch. You get the New York hat, etc., etc.
Right.
Like New York, the Knicks are probably the only basketball team. The Knicks and the Lakers are probably the two basketball teams that are bigger than the football teams in their city.
You're a made man.
I don't say it again. Who else?
You're a made man. You win the championship for New York.
Yeah, those are just coming to mind. Those are the only two basketball teams bigger than the football teams in that town. So just off of that, man, Brunson, whatever, I'm not sure if he signed to Nike, Adidas, Reebok, whoever, Under Armour, whoever. I'm not sure who he signed to, but they're gonna have to cut a whole new check for that young man if he figures it out. Uh, Now tell me this, because Halliburton and Ant, they just came off of getting a Olympic medal. So going from getting an Olympic medal this year, then backdooring from the Olympic medal, and then winning the championship, I feel like that could boost and fast forward their careers as well. And then for Shea, he just won the MVP. So an MVP year in the championship. The last person who did that was Steph Curry, and that was back in 2015.
Right. Here's my thing with I like Tyrese Halliburton, man, but he I put him in the Jalen Hurts sweepstakes category, right? He's the type of
Explain.
player because he don't do it and it don't look like everybody else make it look because he ain't scoring the 30 points. He ain't shooting the ball the way that everybody else shoots the ball. It don't look like what you think it should look like. So when those players, type of players, dominates in their craft and they do it year after year, they got to continue to win the big one. So in order for you to respect the Tyrese Halliburton, he'll have to go to the championship, win a championship, get back there, and have an even better number. You get what I'm saying? And they'll still say, well, he's just the top 5 now.
Mm.
So,
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying.
this dude was just voted most
But
overrated. He was like first or second on the list. How
I don't
you?
know I don't know who voted that because that didn't even make sense. When I saw it, I was like, they're just doing stuff at this point. I don't know who did the voting. Um, but even outside of that, uh, this man is hitting like if you need someone to be clutch, he's being clutch. If you
Right.
need them who sets the pace for that team, he sets the pace for that team. I don't see why this year can't be the defining year for his career to put him on a trajectory to be seen as one of those guys. To be seen for sure as one of the top 5 guys in the league if
Be-
he wins.
Because 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 you gotta be the guy from start to finish. I mean, this year he finished late. He started late. Last year he kind of bushed onto
Due
the
to
scene.
injury.
Due to injury. Get granted. Last year he kind of bust onto the scene. With the thing you seen with Shea, he had an MVP type season last year, and he followed it up with another MVP preseason. You got Ant, who's already been turning down being the face of the NBA. He loses his sidekick, and he's right back in the game, the same position he was last year to this point with a different guy.
Yeah.
So, and then you got Brinson, who showed you what he could do in Dallas. They they passed over on. Then he goes to New York, take a pay cut, basically takes the team right back to where they was before he got injured. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like
you
you're
got
selling Halliburton's story short though. I feel like you're selling his story short because last year He took his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. They lost
Right.
to Boston, just like everybody else did, but he did take it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And he's following it up this year with taking them back to the Eastern Conference Final with the chance to move on to the
But
finals.
but
So
what I'm
he's literally on the same trajectory that Ant is
right.
on.
But
Because
what I'm
Ant and
saying,
them, they started slow too.
it looks different though. It looks different because didn't nobody expect it. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody have Indiana last year, so they can't.
Right?
It was even like so. I don't think. So I'm gonna explain it like this. You remember that year? Was it 2018 Atlanta Hawks, right?
Correct.
They go on to the Eastern Conference Championship Finals, right? I don't know. Did they go to the Eastern Conference Finals and
No,
lose?
that wasn't 18.
That was 18 or
Uh
17. One of them.
yeah, that was probably 17.
But
Because 18 Cleveland, we saw Boston in the Eastern Conference Final.
it was one of them. But you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even that team, um, my guy, it looked different. You know what I'm saying? It looked different from when Halliburton did it. So even though Halliburton been successful, and I'm saying he deserves to be there, but it looks different, right? Because he's doing it more like with commanding the offense, setting the tempo, and picking his spot. Whereas, what's my guy to help me out? What's his name? His name slipping me. The point guard for the Atlanta Falcons, Trey Young, right?
Oh,
As
Trey
far
Young, that Atlanta
as
team.
far as
Okay.
as far as Trey Young, he did it more shooting more, 30-point game, 30-point game, sprinkling 40-point. You know what I'm saying? It just looked different than what it was. So when they did that run, people was ready to crown Trey Young if he would have had another year like that. But he didn't take advantage of the moment and follow it up with a follow
What
up.
does he have to do though? Because took his team to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They're back in the same position. He and Ant have the same essential accolades.
He has
The only one out of the four guys who has like a next level accolade
it's just
is
my
Shea
opinion.
because he's the MVP this year.
It's just my opinion. He has to follow it up. He has to win a championship or go to the championship game, play very well, and lose and get back.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're gonna write him off. Or they're gonna say he's just a product of the system. Because he got a lot of players on his team that carry the load offensively and defensively as well.
He does, but at the end of the game, when it's time to get that
I
we
mean, they're
down
like 10
two or
deep.
the games,
I mean, they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
10 deep.
But at the end of the game, though, I mean, yeah, at the end of the game, though, if they're down two, we know who's getting the ride. If they're
I
down
mean,
one, we know who's getting the ride.
I get
If the
what you're
game's tied,
saying.
we know who's getting the ride.
I get what you're saying, but just last game, Neesmith was the catalyst.
They both had 30 though.
I get what you like I'm saying. I get what you're saying. But at the same time, the supporting cast for Halliburton is he don't have to have 30 points and win. All these other teams have to have 30 points to win games.
No, I can't
This
give
the
you that.
first time. This
If
the first
Halliburton didn't get his buckets last night, they would have lost. The other night, they
this
would have lost.
I'm saying this has been one of the first times that he's had to go over the 30-point mark in order to get a win. All of his other wins, he's been around the 20, 22, 24, 23, 19, 17.
Mm.
You hold Princeton down to 17, 18, 19, 9 times out of 10. Take away that Boston game in game 7, they lose. Anthony Edwards, he goes 17, 18, 19, 20. They probably getting blew out. Shea, he scores 20, 22 points. They probably losing, getting blew out in game 6.
Yeah.
You give
Okay. I mean,
Halliburton the
I hear
same
what you're
numbers.
saying.
You give
I'm
Halliburton
hear
the
what you're
same numbers,
saying.
they up by 20.
I uh, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But at the same time, Halliburton, man, down the stretch, even in that run for 20, he's usually the catalyst for that run of being up 20. Even if he's not scoring, he's breaking the defense to where Naismith or one of the Siakam or one of the guys is getting a wide open three, or someone's being able to cut to the hoop to get to get an uncontested dunk, just off of how he breaks down the defense. So even though it doesn't show in the box score as a bucket, he's still there in the mix. He's still the reason why that was able to work.
Listen, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about the way it looks. It has to look a certain way. We are conditioned as fans of the game to like it when it looks a certain way. That's why no matter how successful that is in football, because it don't look a certain way, we keep saying, "Oh, he's a product of the system. He's the team player." When we see everybody else got all these great players, just do, but yet they can't win the big one. But because Jalen Hurts, it don't look the way you think it should look. Oh, it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. Because
I hear what you said. Yo, chat, let us know what you think. All right, let us know in the comments. Let us know who do you think has the most to gain, and then also for the Hoopers, please let us know. Like, am I tripping about Halliburton that he can have that this will set up his future, or do you feel like Mook he needs to do this one and another for you to legitimize how he's hooping?
Yeah.
So y'all let us know in the chat. All right, bro. So let's get into it. We already talking about them. Let's start with the Wolves and the Thunder, man. What you see? You say you see the Thunder going in 5. I'm telling you right now, I got both series going 7 because I need as much basketball as we could get. Because once it's gone, it's gone. But I have the Wolves beating the Thunder. I do have the Wolves beating the Thunder. I think they'll figure it out. I think Julius Randle will keep taking advantage of his matchup, and I think Ant will be Ant.
Yeah. Here's my thing though. I bet my bad. I didn't mean to cut y'all. Go ahead. Finish this, man.
And I was just gonna add. I think the refs are going to be more conscious of calling all these fouls for Shea, because in that game, what was it? That game 1, those foul calls were crazy. Like, there were ones where he wasn't even touched. It was just people around him, and he would throw his body in his head and yell. And then the rest were like, well, seems like we need to blow the whistle. Like, it's a Too Short song. But I think they're going to start swallowing the whistle more.
Okay. This is why I'm at with it, man. The best thing that could have happened to OKC was Denver Nuggets. They are coasting through this game. I'm watching this game, and I can't help but notice that OKC is just like, okay, we're going to let them hang around, and we're going to get them to the fourth quarter, and we're going to blitz them every time. Because they cannot run. They cannot run with OKC. They don't got the firepower as OKC, and they don't got the perimeter power. They don't got the perimeter players as OKC. They're going to keep this game close unless Anthony Edwards go 50 to 60 points a game. They're going to get to the fourth quarter. They're going to blow them out every game because they cannot run with this team. The worst thing that ever happened to Minnesota was OKC playing Jokic and Jokic giving them nightmares. The fact that OKC know they don't got to deal with Jokic no more every game, they get up there. Man, Rudy, instead of Jokic, what's the one advantage that Minnesota's had in every game? Rudy Gobert is basically been unguarded. The last 2 series, throughout this playoff, the one thing we've been knowing is saying
maybe for a game. Let's not do this.
No,
maybe the only game he was unguardable in for real was that Lakers game.
You are better than this, and I'm not gonna let you get away with it because you've been watching these games and you've been watching Rudy Gobert physically dominate every series. He dominated the Lakers series. He dominated the Warriors series. They was way too small. He basically made Jimmy Butler a shell of himself when Steph went down. We all seen it. We all seen the Lakers couldn't do nothing with him. All out game 5 or 6 when they took him out of there. So let's not play games. This is the one series that the Warriors have played where they do not have an advantage down low. And I said that advantage is going to make them obsolete. You take away that advantage they got, This series gonna be one where they really gonna miss Karl Anthony Towns, and where if they would have had a Karl Anthony Towns on this team, this would have been a much closer and better series. But without Karl Anthony Towns, OKC gonna keep this game close, and they're gonna blow them out in the fourth quarter every game.
So here's my thing, because
to the free throw line.
So here's my thing. I can't overreact to a team winning at home because they're supposed to win at home. So if OKC wins 2 games at home, that's just them winning 2 games at home. Cool. However, at the same time, Rudy has to stay on the court because he is actually needed for this game. If it's for nothing else, then to be in the way for like Chet and those guys. So him picking up quick fouls.
He wouldn't play. He has to play. I'm saying he don't got a clear advantage like he's had in the first 2 series.
Okay, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, but even in the first 2 series, outside of that one game with the Lakers, he's been cool, but he hasn't been, you haven't been like, man, this makes you reconsider everything you've ever said about Rudy Gobert. Like, I'm not nearly close to like that type of perspective. However, and I think he'll hoop. Nas Reed, he's in a little shooting slump, but I think he'll find his way out of that. Julius Randle hooping. You know, Cat plays different in Cat hoops, but Julius Randle is showing that he's a hooper as well. Like, let's not forget that Julius Randle was the best player on the Knicks for and taking them to the playoffs. I think he's like a 2-time All-NBA player. So I mean, it's not like Julius Randle's a scrub. So they have the pieces on their team. I mean, the Thunder, they hang their hat on defense and transition. Kind of like the Pacers. They're like the Pacers, but with defense. So they're tough. That's why I have the Wolves at 7. But I think the Wolves could do it. I don't think the Thunder squad is like an insurmountable squad that they are going up against to where they can't get it done. I think they could get it done at 7. And as a matter of fact, it's dope that Shea got the MVP. However, if I'm Ant, and Ant always talks about how competitive he is and this and the third, he told Obama that he's like tough, he's nice like that, etc., etc. If he really feels that way, this is really the series to show it. Of course, if you make it to the finals, then as well. But this series is really the series to show it because you're going up against a guy who just won the MVP. And what kind of makes this unique is like when we would talk about over the last, let's say, 5 or so years, like who are the best players in the league. A lot of times we would talk about foreign players. We would talk about Giannis. We would talk about Joker. We would talk about Embiid. We would talk about Luka being the best players in the league. Like those 4 foreign guys. Now we're throwing Shea in there. That's 5. Ant can't. I don't think he can afford to get passed up by Shea when we're talking about the best in the league. So he has to do it for his team pride and personal like USA hooper pride. Like, nah, we still like that.
I mean, I think he's already been passed up. When he won the MVP, he passed him up. I mean, we take this.
So that's why Ant has to win this series. Ant wins this series. You gonna moonwalk that back?
He's not winning this series.
All right, we gonna see.
That's
we
one.
Gonna see. Dot.
And another thing,
yeah,
Shea scores with so much ease. It's like he's guaranteed to get to the free throw line 8 times a game.
I mean, good scorers get to the free throw line, so I'm not knocking that.
I like Anthony Edwards' game, but he's nowhere near as aggressive as he needs to be. And should be shooting like 10 to 12 free throws. He should be shooting as many free throws as a prime James Harden would shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Ant doesn't get as many. He doesn't get as many calls as Shea does. So here's the thing about Shea.
He's not as aggressive.
He is aggressive though. That's the thing. He is aggressive. He doesn't get the calls the same way.
He bails players out too much. He shoots too many threes. Ain't no way you should be leading the league. Ain't no way, as athletic as you are, as dominant as you are, quick as you are, you should be leading the league in threes. That's something that I would change right away if I was his coach. That's just me.
I'm like that with most players. I'm like that with most players. Y'all gonna stop falling in love with this 3.
Ain't no way I'm letting you bail. Ain't no way I'm letting you bail the defenders out that much. That's too many. You know why you should be leading the league in threes attempted or threes made. That means you bailing too many players out. You letting players make
Yeah,
it. You letting too many players make it, and that's why you ain't Shea. Cause Shea ain't letting you make it that much. Shea gonna put you in a blender, and I just seen the clip. I can send it to you. Where they said Shea is the next Kobe. You watch the clip and you watch the games, and you like they might
that's
got
no. I'm gonna be. Hey, send that to me because I'm gonna be like, that's crazy. That's mad disrespectful.
I'm gonna
But
send it to you.
even outside of that, it's like this. It's like this for me because remember Kobe did on both sides of the ball, but it's like this for me with Shea because he's so good at drawing fouls. It changes the way that you defend him. The
No,
same way it did with James Harden. Yeah, absolutely.
you don't think Shea?
Absolutely. Bro, okay, bro, look at it like this. Look at it like this. Okay, let's say I'm pressing up on you, right? And
Right.
then you do like I don't foul you, but you throw your head back. They call it. Okay, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do it again or something similar, and they call another foul. Boom, that's two fouls. Now I have to give you some space because I know if I get in your personal bubble, they're gonna blow a whistle, and I'm not trying to get that whistle. I know that I'm needed on the court. So because of that, I'm giving you more space now. So now you have the confidence to pull up, or you have the confidence to pump fake and then drive. And that's what Shea plays into. You get those whistles early, you're like, cool, they're going to have to play me different. And Shea is really, really good at hitting the mid range shot. And he's really, really good at
Shea,
getting in this first
Shea.
step and then getting to the hoop.
The difference between Ant is already predetermined that I'm gonna pull up and shoot this three.
Mm.
Because he's one of the type of players, and this is why I respect him so
That's a
much.
KD
He's one of
effect.
the type of players, in his mind, he say, I want to go out here and dunk on you. Who's gonna stop?
Right.
So the only difference between him and Shea is mindset. Because
I can agree with that.
Shea mindset is if you don't double team me, I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna shake you and I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna put you and get to my spot and I'm gonna raise up
Yeah.
and hit this 18-footer, 15-footer, and ain't nothing you can do about to stop it. If you want to stop it, you can foul me, and I'm gonna go to the free throw line and shoot 80-90%. And I'm gonna
So
win the MVP in
the
this.
reason I can agree with that though, the reason I can agree with that part of it is because I think that part of it is Ant Man's favorite player is KD. Like he said, his favorite player is KD, and KD just because of how KD can play and how good he is, KD can walk up to that 3-point line and shoot it like a free throw, basically, because he's 7 foot, long arms, and he's just a really good shooter, like a naturally good shooter. Uh, so he's able to do that. Ant turned into a good shooter, but he's still playing. It seems like he does play with a little bit of a KD mindset instead of more of a, let's call it a LeBron mindset.
More of a
To
Kobe.
where,
No, he played with more of a KD mindset than a Kobe mindset. And you gotta look at
yeah, to where I'm gonna attack
Shea
you,
play with more of a Kobe mindset. When I see you in this video, you're gonna be like, man, somebody been watching
bro.
Kobe.
Send me this video because this sounds like hearsay and propaganda.
No, I'm gonna send you the video. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna send it to you. And look, they basically almost hit the same move. And it's like a 5-minute clip.
What you telling me right now is that he watches Kobe tapes and he practices. That's what I'm hearing right now.
What it's telling me is that he got that mentality, and that's why he's the MVP of the league. Supposed to be 2 times MVP.
Man,
But for sure,
if this man,
that's why he's the league MVP, and that's why he's gonna win the championship this year. Because like I said, it's that aggression that he has. That's why every game, as the game goes on, the player that he's defending is constantly in foul trouble and constantly getting beat up, and Shea is constantly at the free throw line because he's got the mindset of saying, no, I'm not gonna shoot this ball. You're gonna stop me. And you're gonna deal with me.
I can partially agree with that.
You best believe when you know you're going to play against Shea, you best believe you're going to bed early that night because you know he's coming for 48 minutes.
Listen, he looking to get you in trouble and cook.
Anthony Edwards, in your mind, you be like, oh, I ain't pissed him off today. Man, I might can make it. He might take 10 threes tonight. He might take 10 threes tonight. Oh man, I'm having a good day. It's gonna be a good day. He might take 10 threes. You gotta with Anthony Edwards, you gotta wonder what mindset he's gonna be in. Even his teammates like, man, I hope he ain't feeling like shooting all day today. I hope that look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm a team with Anthony Edwards, I hate to see the first two go in. Because you know it's gonna be a different type of night.
The first two go in, that means he gonna go for broke.
That's how Golden State comes in your home floor and beats you in the first game when Steph gets hurt. And they
Yeah.
still continue to win the game. That's how
No.
go ahead.
Yeah, no, that 3-point line, I believe me, I'm a big people are lazy now and they like to just settle for that 3-point shot.
And look, and it's coming from a person that I love to shoot the three. I'm a shooter.
Right.
That's what I do.
Right.
So the fact that this coming from me, and anybody know me and ever see me play ball, you know I'm a shooter. Shoot first.
Right.
At the ball. So if I'm saying this, it's not falling on deaf ears. If I'm saying it, it's some validity to it. Because ain't no way, if I had Shea talent, if I had Ant-Man talent,
And
that I can literally decide if I want to dunk on somebody every single play, and I settle for like 10 threes, I'm doing my team and myself a disservice. And when you
I can
really
agree
get
with that.
that, if Kobe was still alive and if Kobe was still alive and he seen Ant-Man play, he would turn to his butt. He'll be like, man, why you building all these players out?
Oh no, yeah, he would for sure be an OG to him and be like, "Hey, bro, you doing too much. You're
Yeah.
doing too much. Like hit it when you need to hit it. Like if you're doing it to
Right.
create some space, or if you just need like you got a heat check going on or something like that. But just to be out here just throwing them up when you could be
Yeah.
cooking your person, like sometimes get the honest bucket. Guys don't like getting the honest bucket anymore because it's too much work.
Right. This is too
They're getting a
early.
little lazy.
This is
It's
too
a
early.
little lazy.
It's too early in Ant-Man's career for him to be leading the league in 3 points made. With that much talent, with that much spring, with that much bounce in his
That's
step.
true.
It
That's
is
super
too
true.
early for you to be leading this league in threes made, threes taken. Any category with threes, you should be leading the league in points in the paint. You should be leading the league
Points
in
per game.
points per game, points in the paint. Ain't no way you in threes made. That's not even a good award for you.
Free throws attempted.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't
Free
understand
throws
it. Like,
attempted means that you kept them in trouble and you kept them on your toes.
right.
Bro, I can't argue that because I definitely agree with that. Because when I tell you, like, for guys who have the talent and the capability to go out there and like really get buckets and not just settle for the three, man, it drives me crazy when it's
Right.
like a 2 or 4 point game and they come down and they would rather shoot a deep three than go get a bucket that's needed at the
Right.
time. That
Right.
like it's like we just need a bucket and you're like, let me shoot this 3 feet behind the line. For what?
I wish you were watching this game right now. I just seen 3 straight possessions, right? Where Anthony Edwards is coming down the lane and he's sitting in the corner waiting for a ball to be passed to him. Where you got DiVincenzo handling the ball, and you got Sean Alexander handling the ball, and Ant-Man is sitting in the corner. Where you take the same spin, OKC gets the ball, they bringing the ball down, dictating everything. Driving it to the lane, if you
Well,
don't double me, I'm passing it out to a wide open man, or I'm getting fouled, I'm going downhill and making a layup.
well, Ant said he didn't want to be the face of the league. So if he doesn't want to be the face of the league, this is for sure the way to do it is by losing.
Right.
That's for sure the way to get
So
that
you
done.
seeing Shea coming down every time with the ball in his hand. You seeing Ant-Man sitting to the corner waiting for a ball like he's a 3 and D guy.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. And Ant-Man getting exposed. Nobody else won't say it. I'll say it. You're too talented. You're too talented to be settling.
I know. I mean, with his talent, we do have high expectations for him. So
Yeah.
I'm not coming to his defense with that one.
Look, with great power
But I
comes
do
great
think they can still pull
responsibility.
it out.
With great power comes great responsibility. That's always been the key. With great power
All
comes
right.
great responsibility.
All right, Uncle Ben, calm
Yeah.
down. We we get it. We get it.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's switch over to the East. Whoo, boy. We watch those Pacers, man. No lead is safe with them. No lead. That team, I was talking to one of my friends, and I said Pacers are literally a never say die team. Like, we're not tapping out. We're not gonna quit. If we down 14 with 2 minutes, we're down 14 with 2 minutes. That just means we gotta hit some shots. And they did that. Bro, what are you seeing from this Pacers Knicks series, bro? Who you got winning it? Pacers cause take integrity or what?
New York deserved to lose. After what they did in game one, they don't deserve. You got everybody that's everybody show up in New York. You don't
Yeah.
go 14 points. You built the lead with your star player in foul trouble.
You right?
I don't know where you at. You just decided you wasn't gonna play no defense. How many shots did this dude gotta make consecutive for you to decide you want to defend him?
That was crazy. That man hit 3 threes in a row, and he was like, I don't got guard him. He'll miss this one. He's due for
Or
a
he'll miss
miss.
the next one. He ain't the superstar.
Yeah, he said he's due for a miss. He's only shooting 52% for the playoffs, but he'll
Yeah.
miss from three, but he'll miss this next one.
You New York get what you deserve. Ain't no way. I turned that game off because I'm saying New York they won this game. Only for me is seeing a text message change with the fellas talking about man, Indiana Thanos in the playoffs in the fourth quarter. Why am I seeing this?
Yeah.
And myself, I see this text. I'm like, what are you talking about? Thanos in the fourth quarter. Surely they ain't talking about Indiana coming back. I'm turning on the game. 35, it's 36, 35 in overtime. New York, you get what you deserve. Because you mixed up my
No, New York for sure lost that game with bad defense, turnovers, and bad possessions. Period. They for sure lost that game. However, I have New York still winning in 7. I think New York will take that game and they'll say, okay, we have to play it out. Now, one thing I am worried about any team that is like that could blow a lead, because New York, they kept walking Boston down. I don't like when teams play not to lose instead of playing to win. When you play to win, the ball's moving, you're driving, you're scoring, you have the confidence. When you're playing not to lose, you start second guessing yourself. That's when you start getting
I'm gonna
turnovers,
tell you,
and every point from the other team hurts a little
I'm gonna
more.
tell you what the problem was. New York was tired. You got to put other players on the floor. You cannot run these guys to sleep, especially when they playing 10 deep. Mentally,
Okay,
what's
so
the
who do
first
you
thing to
want
go?
to get clocked?
What's the first thing to go when you super tired?
Your
The mental
legs.
aspect of it. That's why you're missing free
Oh, your
throws.
mental.
That's why you missing free throws. That's why you making boneheaded decisions. That's why you throwing the ball and turning the ball over, Ananobi, Brimson. That's why you turning the ball, throwing the ball away, Brimson. That's why you throwing the ball away, Ananobi. That's why you can't get on your defense assignments. You're tired.
Yeah.
When you're tired, the first thing to go is the mental, followed by the mental. So,
Man. But I don't see I mean, I hear you, but I also don't see New York as a mentally weak team.
no,
I
I can
think
say
that they'll
mentally
bounce
weak,
back.
but you're fatigued. You're tired. What did you see in that game? What did you see in that game when they came back? Mental error. How do you score? How do you score 14, 15, 16 points in 2 minutes? 52 seconds, they scored 9 points.
I mean, I
Mental
definitely
error.
I hear you. I
Mental error.
agree.
It ain't even
I
that.
agree that they're tired,
It
but
ain't even that
they
big
New
of a
York
difference.
still should finish that out though. You finish that out,
Yeah.
you protect your home court. You got another game. I can't. Okay, you're tired. They're not the first team to play 7 deep. They're not the first team to do that.
Yeah.
They're not the first. There have been championship teams that play 7, 8 deep and call it a day.
Yeah.
Most teams do that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, they have good enough players on that team to still get it done. So I can't really give them excuses of
Well, I
mental
can.
fatigue. I
I
can't even
can.
give them physical fatigue.
I can because when you got a
Because
team playing
Brunson was on the bench for a lot of it because he was in foul trouble.
when you got a team that's playing 6 and 7 players and the other team playing 10 and 11 players, I can see it because ain't nothing else you can explain to me other than mental error. That's where you point. It's 52 some seconds. You down by 9. It's not even that many possessions. How do you get that many more possessions in a 24-second shot clock?
You, bad shot selection too. Cat, I watched Cat. I think they were up. I think it was either 7 or 9 at the time. Cat shoots a deep three and airballs it, like trying to make it like the dagger three. He shoots that and airballs it. That's
Why
not
you
what
do
you
that?
need.
Why?
That's one of those times that. That's one of those times like I'm tired of the 3-point line. You're 7-1. Go get the bucket. Go get the bucket. I don't want to hear nothing. Even if you're tired, bro, get on the block. Just you either have as a matter. I don't even think Miles Turner was on the court for that one. I think they had Bryant on the court. Thomas Bryant, Brian Thomas on the court for that one. Go cook him. We just need you to cook him one time. You go up 11. They don't have a 4-point play at the end of the game to make that work.
You can't do it when you tired. You gotta look at it. You gotta look at it in Minnesota, man. He wasn't playing that many minutes. Most of the time, he was in foul trouble.
Man, no, he has to be used to it here though. And then I think there was
Even
only
here,
like
he's
a
in
day
foul
or two
trouble.
difference.
Most of the time, he's in
But
foul
but
trouble.
bro, on top of it, this is game one. You're that tired game one? Come on, bro. You're a professional athlete. Game one? You're that tired? If they're that tired game one, they might get swept.
The atmosphere is different, bro. In the New York game, everybody's there. Adrenaline is pumped. You lose it
But
and
they've been
win.
there all year. New York, and LA are used to having famous people at their games. They're used to having famous people. That's not anything special, especially when you're a basketball player making hundreds of millions of dollars yourself. You're making more money than most of the famous people there.
You ain't used
So,
to,
so like
but it ain't this late in the season. It ain't this late in the season.
these two teams, well, New York, they made it to the semifinal last year. This is the next round. This is the next step for them. They have to produce. They
I'm
have to
just telling
produce.
you.
You have
They look tired.
Well, you know what? If they would have finished taking care of business, they wouldn't have been that tired. If they weren't fighting for their lives at the end of the game, having it a 4 or 5 point game at the end of it, they wouldn't have been tired because they wouldn't have been fighting for their life. Indy is the Pacers are a never say die team. If they're down big at the end of the game, you ain't gotta worry about it. They say, okay, next game.
OKC just went up 17.
They're probably gonna win this game. They're gonna win 2 games at home. Then the
19.
Wolves are gonna win 2 games at home, and then the last 3 games is where it's really gonna matter.
They're gonna go back. They coming back to OKC 3-1.
Ooh, no, I want more basketball. That may be true. Just for the sake, that may be true. I'm not even gonna rule that out. I just need both of these series to go 7 games. I'm not ready for
It
the
ain't
world
happening.
without
Unless,
sports.
unless Ant-Man listen to this episode and take my advice, they might get swept in 4. I'm really being generous. Because like I said, I see OKC winning this championship in a landslide going forward. I don't see a team even being close to beat. Either on both
Oof.
sides. Each then win.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. So just to be clear, I had the Knicks at 7. You have the Pacers and what?
I don't necessarily have the Pacers.
Oh, who you got then?
Um,
In
I
the
really
words of
don't think
Bernie Mac, who you with?
I really don't think it matters.
Who you with?
Because I got OKC winning in a landslide.
Who you with?
But
Who
I'm
you
gonna take
with?
I'm gonna take I just don't feel like New York. I don't feel like Indiana got nobody that can stop Princeton.
So you have the Knicks.
I got the Knicks. Nah, I got Indiana. I got Indiana in 7.
Pacers in 7. Okay, I feel the energy. All right, bet. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk about this. We kind of touched on it earlier. We over the last, let me see, over the last 7 years, and it's gonna be 8 years this year. We've had a different championship.
Right.
We had Brown win, we had Joker win, we had Steph, Kawhi, we had Giannis win, we had Tatum win, and we gonna have a new winner this year. Do you like this version of the NBA better, or do you like the version where it was the Cavs, basically the Cavs and the Warriors every year?
Mm. I kind of like. I kind of like. I like when everybody get a chance, but I kind of. Excuse me. I kind of liked it when I kind of like the storyline of the Warriors and Cavaliers every year, man. It was a storyline, man. I just feel like I feel like far as intrigue and storyline, I feel like it was just a better storyline. Who loves like I like the storyline myself. You know, as a basketball player, you would think I would like different teams every year, but I kind of like the Warriors and the Cavs thing. I ain't gonna lie, I liked it the run they was on. I like that.
So here's what I'll say to that. I do like the parody in the league. The parody is dope. Um, I saw a point that Stephen A made where he said he like the guys like having like the Warriors or the Cavs where all the other teams were gunning for them. But even with the parody, you're gunning for whoever just won. Like
Yeah.
like you can't tell me that Boston wasn't going for Cleveland when we won, and then after that, the Warriors weren't going for, or the Nuggets weren't going for the Warriors, or the Raptors weren't going for the Bucks, or vice versa. Like
Mm.
all these teams are gunning for whoever wins. You got OKC winning it all. If OKC wins it all, you can't pay me to believe that the Nuggets aren't trying to get revenge next year. Like they're gunning for
Right.
them. Whoever's the champion, everybody else is trying to knock the crown off your head.
Right.
That's just a fact. And I personally don't need to see one team dominating uh, a decade worth of basketball. Now, if they do, I would prefer it how it is now. If we see OKC how they're like currently constructed,
Mhm.
basically, maybe add one player. Excuse me. Maybe
Mhm.
add a player here or there in order to solidify the roster and make
Right.
changes as contract years come up and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind that because I kind of like it where we had the super team era, which was low key, which was okay, but it was kind of whack because you had guys bailing out and trying to team up. Now we in the early 2000s, late 90s era where you have your superstar and then you have your team. Your superstar is your Shea, your Ant, your Curry, your Jokic. Those guys, Kawhi, Giannis, those are your superstars. Then you build a team around them. So then it becomes, is your superstar great enough to get it done? And I like that because it gives us a chance to honestly measure like how good or how great these players are. So that way, if their supporting cast, if they fall down, are they able to pull them up and like rise above the comp that they're going against? Because for everything that OKC is doing, they're not doing it with a loaded team in terms of we're looking at a whole bunch of like off the rip Hall of Famers if they retire today. These are young dudes who are out here trying to prove something.
But I still think every
With
team has a big two. I
you
still
can
think
force
every
a
team
big
has a big
two.
two and a big three.
You No, not a big three, but you can force a big two. Like, but when we look at the big three when it was Wade, Bosh, Brown, right?
Mhm.
Or when we look at the big three when it was KG, Ray Allen, Pierce, or when it was Steph, KD in the game.
Mhm.
Like those were different Because those, you
I
brought
agree with
different
that.
guys who are already solidified together to make something. These are guys who it's like, this is our camp. We grew together. We learned together. We out here. We just doing it. Pull up. And I appreciate that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But it just depends on your preference. It's really not a wrong answer, not a right answer. Like I like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I just like basketball. At the end of the day, if I'm seeing good basketball,
I'm
like
not mad at that.
I've never seen where you can't even turn the game off. It's been like a great playoff series, a great playoff year to me. Even though the superstars are gone, you can't even turn the game off. We've seen so many games where we thought it was over and a team come back and win. I mean, they just look at game one
Facts.
of the Denver and OKC game. You for sure thought OKC all but had that game in the bag. And for Denver to come and steal that game, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it's been crazy, man. It's been a great playoff series. Just showing you just last night with Indiana. Um, no team in history ever came back from that many points in that amount of time. So, I just know every record is meant to be broken. You know, yeah, it's a couple records I think that'll never be broken. Like I'm not LeBron record would never probably be broken because I don't think nobody gonna
Which
ever play
record?
this long again. The Scotia's minute point. You know what
I
I'm
don't know
saying?
about that.
I don't think that record will ever be broken. And
I think it will be.
he's still adding to it. Like
Yeah,
we
I'm thinking
never
about
thought the
30
Kareem
years it'll be
record would be
broken.
broke. We never thought it would be broke. So for LeBron to come and shatter that record, man, it'll probably never be broke. Just like the assist record. So I'm say that record would never be broken. So
Oh, John Stockton's,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no one's even close to that one.
yeah. So it's some records, and then by the time LeBron get it, by the time LeBron hangs it up, nobody ever get close to that one.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. I hear you. But no, I'm with you. I like all basketball, but I like where you have the superstar with good talent around them, not like loaded talent, but a superstar with good talent around them, and we figure out which superstar can really get it done.
Right.
But I mean, all this is a great playoff year. I do hope both of these go 7 because man, these are some good games, and I'm not ready for
I'm
it to
telling
be
you right
over.
now, this OKC one ain't gonna make
Man, let it get to Minnesota before you count them out. Let them get to Minnesota. Give them a
it.
chance.
Minnesota
Ant's gonna
might
watch
not
this
make a
episode.
difference.
Hey, Ant Man, go ahead and comment. Go ahead and comment. Let us know that you hear it and that you gonna work it out. All right, so let's switch it up real quick, bro. All right, so you know how we like to go a little light at the end.
Yeah.
We have which team would win in a 7-game series? The all NBA dad team or the all NBA son team? On the all NBA dad team, we got Gary Payton, John Stockton, Scottie Pippen, LeBron, and Patrick Ewing. On the all NBA son team, we got Klay Thompson, Devin Booker, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, and Sabonis.
I'll be NBA Suns team in a landslide.
You got the NBA Suns in 7?
A landslide.
Oh, you got them in 4?
I got them in 5. Sure.
What? Okay, what's the tipping scale for
Gary
you?
Payton might get on 1 if he clamped down
What?
on defense, but nah.
So you said the Suns are cooking them.
The Suns gonna wear them out, bro. It ain't gonna even be close.
Hold on, let me break this down real quick. Because Patrick Ewing is cooking Sabonis. So he's going to cook him. Brown's going to do his thing. Pippen will do his thing. Gary Payton's going to be solid. I don't know, bro. I think I would go. I think I got the Dads. The Dads going to win.
Who all
Y'all
you
let
got
us
on
know
the
in the
Dads,
comments
man?
who you got. The Dads are going to win because they're going to be physical
Who
and
you got on
they're
the
going to be
Dads?
able to score.
Who the Dads again?
John Stockton, Gary Payton, Scottie Pippen, LeBron James, and Patrick Ewing.
I'm LeBron James. His daddy didn't play.
No, he's the dad. He has an NBA son, Bronny.
Man, nigga don't even say the N word. Man, that joker don't count. He ain't been in the NBA yet. No, bro. We ain't
No,
doing it.
Bronny's played. Bronny's played
Nah,
in a
bro.
couple games.
Nah, bro.
Bron's an NBA dad. Yeah.
You gotta at least have 20 points in the NBA game. No.
What?
You gotta at least
No,
have
no, no,
15 to
no.
20 points in the NBA game.
No, I don't like these stipulations that you try to put on them. Nah. So I think I'll go NBA dads, man. I think they're gonna be too physical.
You
They'll
put
be too
Bron in
strong.
there,
They'll be
bro.
too
You can't
big.
put. No, bro. His guy don't count yet, bro. You gotta leave. No, bro.
No.
We can't
If
put
I
a
it's
league.
not like if I put Bronny on the Suns team, that's one thing. But I'm not putting Bronny on the Suns team. I'm putting his dad on the dad team. What's up? How you gonna hate on the dad? How you gonna hate on the dad? I'll tell you what. It be your own people.
Man, you can't put that dude in there, bro. No.
Yeah. So okay, so who you got winning? Because I'm leaving Brown on that squad. Who you got?
I still got the same.
You still got the Suns? I think
I
the
don't
dads are
know.
just gonna be
No,
too
because
physical.
I like Scotty. I like Scott.
I'm saying that defense is gonna be hellacious.
Yeah, defense gonna lock up. Well, you know what? I'm going because I do feel like the fathers is more. Just off the Bronny take. Bronny ain't gonna be able to. Bronny ain't gonna do nothing. They gonna,
Bronny's not on either team.
you got the
I
dad.
mean,
You got okay. If the son not on the team, the dad can't be on there.
no. Okay, so let me explain it. So the NBA dads team, those are just guys who have played in the NBA who also had a son play in the NBA. So that's how. So the only requirement for the dads is you have to have a son that played in the league as well. So that's why Bron's on it. That's why Scotty's on it. Gary Payton, Stockton, and Patrick Ewing. They all had sons that played in the league at some point. And then the All NBA Suns team, their only requirement is their dad had to play in the NBA. So that's why Booker's here, Klay Thompson, Kobe, Steph, and Sabonis. All their dads played in the league. So that's how the team is set up. So with this new understanding, are you rocking with the dads or the Suns? This man, yeah.
I'm gonna rock with the son because you got Steph and Kobe.
Okay,
And you
we
got
got
Clay. And you got Clay. I'm taking the Suns, bro. Because Kobe gonna take the
I'll go with the dad.
Kobe gonna take the assignment of holding LeBron. And who gonna go and
Mm-hmm.
Steph? Steph gonna kill Peyton. He gonna use his aggression against him. I'm taking the Suns.
No, we're gonna put John Stockton on Steph. I heard John Stockton likes to play dirty. So we're gonna put John Stockton on Steph. We're gonna put Gary Payton on Booker. We put Scottie Pippen on Clay, Brian and Kobe, and then Patrick Ewing is gonna be guarding Sabonis. I'm going with the dads.
I'm going with the Suns.
All right. They gonna listen, sometimes you gotta have a little talk to pops. All right, so here we go. Let's switch it up one more time. So we're gonna go the East versus the West. The last 5 MVP matchups, and you tell me who you got. 7 games. All right. In the in the East, we have Shea. We have Russell Westbrook,
I'm saying in the
James
East.
Harden.
I said in the East.
Oh, did I say the East? My bad. In the
Yeah.
West,
Okay.
we have Shea. We have Russell Westbrook. We have James Harden. We have Kevin Durant. We have Joker.
Okay.
That's the West squad. Those are the last 5 MVPs in the West. In the East, we have Derrick Rose,
Okay.
Allen Iverson, LeBron James, Giannis, and Joel. Who you got? Seven games. These are the last 5 MVPs for each conference. You're on the clock.
I gotta take the West, bro.
You going with the Wiz?
The West gonna be more athletic, bro.
The West is more athletic?
I like AI, but he ain't fooling with Shea. He too small.
Okay, then. Okay, Derrick Rose and Shea, they could be together.
Derrick Rose, his prime wasn't long enough. I like Derrick Rose. He was super athletic, but
Yeah, we taking the MVP version of all these
you
guys.
taking the MVP version of all of them, right?
Yeah, it's the MVP version of all of them.
Oh man.
So we got MVP Derrick Rose, MVP Russell Westbrook. Their athleticism, cancels out. AI is a better scorer than Shea is. AI is a for sure better scorer than Shea is.
But at the same time, both AI and Westbrook, and I love both of these guys. Don't kill me for what I'm about to say. But both of those guys were super high volume shooters. And they didn't shoot a great percent.
Okay.
It ain't enough balls to go around for the both of
Mm,
them.
AI had to shoot both. So AI and Russ, honestly, they both had to shoot a lot of
Yeah.
shots. They
But
weren't on
but
teams
they
when
wouldn't be
they were
good
on
together.
teams by themselves when they won those MVPs. They
But
weren't on teams where they
but
had
they wouldn't be good
good players
together.
with them.
It'll be like him and LeBron. They couldn't play off each other because couldn't now want them shoot.
AI could for sure play with Brian.
I'm talking about AI and Russ playing together. Can't now want them
They're
shoot.
not on the same team.
That's
They're
what
not.
I'm telling
So
you. That team will get blew out because they can't now want them shoot. The spacing will be
no, I'm
horrible.
saying, bro, they're not on the same team. Derrick Rose, AI, LeBron, Giannis, and Embiid are on the same team.
Exactly. AI. Okay, Westbrook ain't on the team. But
Right.
AI and LeBron still wouldn't be able to play together. And LeBron, yeah, okay. They still wouldn't be able to really play together because they can't look, they really can't shoot. They really can't play off each other. I'm taking the other team. I'm taking the West.
So you taking Shea, Russ, Harden, KD. All right. So who's guarding Giannis from the West?
That team, if I'm playing that team,
Who is guarding Giannis? That's my question.
I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a wall and
All
down the
right.
shoot. I'm gonna build a wall and down the shoot. I might run a zone.
You can't. AI's too fast for his zone. LeBron is too strong for his zone. Yeah, you can't run a zone with them. And you got Joel Embiid on the team. And we have both seen Joel Embiid cook Joker 1-on-1.
I'm running a zone. I'm running a matchup zone, and I'm putting a wall in the paint, and I'm daring them to shoot. I'm daring them to
Who
shoot.
stayed in front of just real quick? Who stayed in front of AI? Whose defense is that?
Like I said, that's why I'm not playing man. The whole they team is quick. Jay, look, Rose,
Not just quick, stupid athletic too. Add that
listen,
part.
Rose can't shoot. He wasn't a
The
great
East is
shooter.
more athletic.
Check this out. Rose wasn't a good shooter. AI wasn't a
Right,
good shooter. LeBron ain't a
right,
good shooter.
right,
Giannis ain't a good shooter.
right.
All of these guys are slashers. The spacing will be horrible. All you got to do is build a wall. All of these players need to play up. All of these players need shooters around them.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. You build a wall, but you're saying it like Derrick Rose can't out athlete that wall. You say like LeBron can't out strengthen and out athletic that wall. Same with Giannis. Like, and then you're not gonna put up that wall against Joel Embiid because he's already gonna be on the block. So so what are we talking about? We're talking about guys who are stronger and faster than everybody who's across from them.
Like I said, I'm gonna take my chances with the West. They can shoot, and they
I'm
can.
rocking with the East. Athletes on top. What's up?
You got Shea.
Hey, because here's the difference. The East can guard y'all 1-on-1. They don't have to run the zone. They can run the zone, but they don't have to run the zone.
For
Y'all
one,
have to try to run the zone.
you got Shea in and out. Can put you in and out with you. You got Jokic in and out. You give him the shot, he'll take the shot. You give him the drive, he's gonna take the drive. Shea, you give him the shot, he's gonna take the shot. You give him the drive, he's gonna do the drive. Who else? Westbrook. Westbrook is gonna penetrate, drive real fast, and kick it out to Jokic. Or if you close in on Westbrook, he go by you, he gonna dump it off to Jokic. Jokic gonna drop it in there, a teardrop or something. And his friend. I'm telling you right now, I got the West. Easy.
All that's getting trapped. All that's getting trapped. All that's getting trapped. And then when it's time to play defense, James Harden doesn't play defense. Steph Curry was too small to be playing defense for real.
I'm gonna
KD
tell you right now.
played. KD help side defense.
You got MVP Harden though. You got MVP Harden, 30 points scoring Harden.
MVP Harden for sure wasn't playing defense.
Harden gonna foul you out. Harden gonna foul you.
No, he gonna foul out because he's gonna have to play Bron.
Look, Harden gonna
freight train coming.
You just said Harden gonna play defense. So how you gonna foul out?
Listen.
Look, you know who's gonna foul out? Embiid gonna foul out. Because Harden gonna get to the free throw line at least 10, 12 times in his prime. And guess what?
I hear what you're saying.
And you with that step back three.
I hear what you're saying, but I've also seen Harden be a part of a team that missed 25 threes in a row. I've seen Harden be a part of a team where he had where he got to play the Spurs, and the Spurs were without, who were they without that time? I think they were out Tony Parker and Tim Duncan, something like that, and they still lost. They also went up against the Warriors without Steph in the loss, and Harden was on that. So Harden, especially because this is about winning, Harden, we know he can shrink in the biggest moments.
That's what I was just finna say. This ain't no playoff game. This is a game.
I said game. It's a 7-game series. 7 of them. Set there.
That don't mean it's playoff. That doesn't mean it's 7 games.
This man here. Yo, y'all let us know in the comments who y'all got. Do you have the West with Shea? Yeah, Shea. You have Russ. You have Harden. You have KD, and you have the Joker. Or do you have the East with Derrick Rose, AI, Bron, Giannis, and Embiid? You let us know. Yo, y'all tune into these basketball games.
You know that East team. Name me the shooter on that East team.
Joel Embiid can shoot.
If you say Joel Embiid is your shooter on that team, they're running. If he finished the game. Because even in the season, he getting hurt.
Let me see.
He barely.
If I look over here,
he barely met the amount. He barely had the right. He barely made the amount of games to even be qualified for the MVP. He just barely made it with the games played.
I hear what you're saying. However, the East is rocking it. We in the building. Yo, we appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all tuning into these games. Catch us next week on another episode of Nothing Nice. It's your man JB, my brother Mook Jones. We in the building. Make sure you follow us on social. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. 365. Nothing Nice. We out here. Appreciate you. Love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just know, Mook, right?